Hey everyone, this is Rob, the host of BSing with Why You Go Why, a veteran-run podcast where real talk, music, and good vibes collide. We bring you comical relief with our open season episodes and interviews with bands across every genre, from rock to country to hip-hop. Catch every episode on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, or visit us anytime at bsingwithwhyyougoWhy.com. I want to give a big shout out to Ed, the man behind Static Shift Radio, holding it down for the rock artists and keeping the scene alive. Go show him some love and check out the website where you can find Static Shift Radio Station and upcoming events. That's staticshiftradio.com. Now, rolling with me, as always, is my co-pilot on the mic, the one and only, the Ferg. Big shout out to Disease, the producer, as well, making sure everything sounds clean and tight. Today, we have Ghosts of Hill County. It is a powerhouse southern rock band known for blending gritty storytelling and hard-hitting, soulful sound. Their music carries the raw emotion of the South, where heavy riffs, heartfelt lyrics, and real-life grit collide. Whether it's on stage or in the studio, Ghosts of Hill County bring passion, honesty, and a touch of southern fire to everything they do. How's it going, guys?
That was beautiful.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for coming on today, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm glad to see you guys. My first question for you guys, Ghosts of Hill County. It's such a strong name. What's the meaning behind it, and how does it represent where you come from?
Go ahead, Roy.
When we were trying to come up with a name, we kind of wanted to do a couple of things with it. Obviously, being we're all from Hill County originally, we wanted to kind of pay respect to where we came from, and all the artists that have come from Hill County, namely like dudes like Willie Nelson, people like that. We wanted to make sure to kind of pay respects to them and also kind of acknowledge that sometimes growing up in a small town, it's hard to get away from it. You know what I mean? You sometimes get trapped, whether you want to or not, in your hometown, and kind of a play on that as well, you know?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. I'm glad you brought up Willie Nelson because that leads into the question I have for you, being that he's from Abbott, right there close by. I believe it was after Willie's 10th album, 9th or 10th album, he went and laid down on the railroad track. He felt like he was a failure. You guys are just now pushing into getting hundreds of thousands of streams and listeners on Spotify. And so my question to you guys, talk about what drives you to keep you going now that the industry's changed so much and things are a little more difficult, especially with the digital media and thing. What drives you guys? Because you could be successful and like Willie thinking, God, I'm not really touching people. What drives you to keep going?
Not to be a cliche answer, I guess, but like for me, it's kind of just always been a more of a release type thing, because I over the years, I think me along with everybody else, I've struggled with depression and certain amounts of like anxiety and just life kicking you between the legs. Like it seems like it never stops.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when we play a show, it's like just for those 90 minutes, like nothing else even matters or nothing else exists for 90 minutes. I get to have fun with my boys and then look forward to the next one. So for me, it's just I guess the carefree feeling that you can have, that music can provide for a short amount of time where it's just like troubles don't exist for a minute.
Heck yeah.
And as far as success goes too, or being successful in this age of digital music and stuff like that, I, there's a ton of bands kind of jockeying for position in this kind of genre. But for us, success was always, like Randall said, just getting together and playing with with our friends. It was never really about um, streams or making money or anything silly like that. We just, Randall had played music for years before we got together, and I'd played music for years, and we had both kind of gotten to a place where it was like, we're getting older, maybe we should quit, you know? And when we linked up and started doing stuff together, it was almost like, shit, man, we've we've done this for so long at this point, failure doesn't even matter. Like now we're just having
Right.
fun. We got to that
Heck
really
yeah.
cool place, where it's just fun.
We always use the analogy like a lot of guys get a tea time with their buddy on Sunday morning. We go get in a warehouse somewhere and crank up some ants.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck
That
yeah.
that that was really the extent of it for probably a year. It was never supposed to be anything serious. Like we were supposed to just get together, have fun, and then we booked a single show. We wrote a single song, and then somehow or another we ended up here asking off from our jobs to go play a show with your band.
Right. And we're glad you did, by the way.
Yes. Yep. Like I was telling you, we had a little time to talk before we started the show. So, you know, these guys, they got together, they put awesome music out, and, like I was telling them, I share it over here, you know, and we enjoy that thing. And the music that y'all have put out, man, every song, I've listened to every song, whether it's going to work on my day job or, you know, sitting here in the podcast room, you know, it's like I haven't listened to a bad song yet. So
That's
y'all
awesome.
We
keep up
appreciate that.
the great work, man.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Speaking of that, I've kind of got a twofold because I wanted to ask about your musical influences, but I also want to ask, you're in Texas. There's a huge blues influence there in Texas. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Mike Morgan and the Crawl, ZZ Top, Clarence Gatemouth Brown. You got Doyle Bramall, Albert Collins, Freddie King. I mean, I could, Gary Clark Jr., I could go on and on. So, talk about, I hear a little bit of blues in your music. Talk about your blues influence there from Texas. Talk about the influences in the musical styles of the band and how you incorporate that into what you guys do.
You have no idea how excited we just got. Oh man.
We're going to me and Rose going to watch Mike Morgan and the Cross Saturday night in
No
Homewood.
kidding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Mike
they're
Mike
playing
Wow.
Morgan
12 miles
Mike
from my
Morgan
house.
is one of my heroes, man. I
Really?
grew up I was a baby at Mike Morgan concerts. My parents took me when I was just a little guy. Like, man, that's my guy. That's my
Heck
guy.
yeah.
Um We're both, me and Randall both, because we both play guitar in the band, and we're both huge like blues nerds, man. We love start to finish. That's our deal. Um, Randall is a huge Gary Clark guy. I'm a huge Stevie Ray guy, Mike
Heck yeah.
Morgan guy. Um, Randall, I don't know if y'all dig Marcus King.
Oh, I
Randall's a
love
big Marcus
Marcus
King
King.
guy.
Love
Oh
him.
yeah, man. We do one of his tunes in our set a lot of times. But yeah, man, blues it is. I mean, I hope this doesn't sound bad, but like I would say that blues is almost more of an influence on what we do than even country music. A lot of
Right.
people will put us in kind of a country music category, but truth be told, I would think that blues is probably more of our influence than anything else. Would you say, Randall?
I think so. I think so. Like first and foremost, my 14-year-old daughter, if it tells you anything, can sing every lyric to almost every Gary Clark Jr. song that
Oh, wow. Heck yeah.
good or bad parenting, I don't know. But that's our guy around here. And so as far as the influences go, we're at a point now with this thing, with the music that we're going to try to put out. And I'd like to start by saying we never sat down to write a song thinking that this needs to be country or it needs to be blues or it needs to be rock. We just sat down and start writing. And however it comes out is how it comes
Heck yeah.
out. But here recently, it's kind of been leaning more towards like country lyrics with heavier guitar and we definitely are at the age to where we're going to start playing more what makes us happy instead of necessarily what's more marketable. Um,
Yeah.
so the new stuff that's going to be coming out within the next year, you can guarantee is going to be a lot more blues based. Not trying to let anything out the bag, but we're writing some stuff that's leaning more towards 12 bars, baby, and some
Heck
loud
yeah.
guitars.
Well, it's allowed around here. We might allow you to tell one or two secrets.
No, man, if y'all keep going the direction you're going now, I mean, telling you, I told Ferg, y'all gonna be up there. Y'all be up there in Tennessee soon.
Hey, if you
Ooh,
guys come to Nashville, I'm definitely going to try to book a way up there and come listen to your band for sure.
I'll be honest.
I would love to go play there.
Nashville scares the shit out of us, man. Like Randall tells this story. I think was it you saying that you had a buddy that said that the dude
So
that's checking out your groceries is a better guitar player than you in Nashville.
yeah, so
Everybody
I had a
moves there.
friend
That's
that
tough.
moved to Nashville, and he's a very talented singer songwriter. And he told me, I was like, we haven't talked in a while, but we was talking, and I asked him how it was going, like how he liked it, and he goes, bro, like I'm telling you, the grocery sacker is a better musician than you are. So like, it's very hard to stand out up here.
Right.
Dang.
Well, I was thinking of you guys playing a show, not coming to reside,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
but
Oh, that
speaking
that
of
scares
that
the shit out of
guitar,
us too.
really, well, you guys do have some
So
great guitar solos in the songs, but I've noticed you've kept the guitar solos relatively short. A lot of times, the guitar player gives himself a chance to wail on a little bit. I think that's a little generous because you're allowing some of the other band members to shine, and it seems to coalesce really well with what you're trying to do. And so I picked up on that. Talk about that a little bit, though. And do you guys decidedly do that? Is that a decision you do
uh,
purposely?
it it kind of goes back to that marketing thing I was talking about. If you're aiming to push a song to radio, if you have radio in mind, a 6 minute blues song isn't going to work. Um, they want it no more than 4 minutes. Anything over 4 minutes, you're going to have to rely solely on like Spotify, Apple Music. Um, you can almost throw a radio play out of the window, which is fine. But that's kind of one of the reasons why we've kept them relatively short, and our egos aren't that big, you know. So Roy don't have to have a 2 minute guitar solo to make himself feel like a musician. You know what I mean?
No, and I've said from the get go, I think
He hates it.
the way that I view it is, there's a lot of dudes that can play really cool guitar, and I enjoy shredding as much as the next guy, but I think one of the things that really sets us apart in a very crowded field is I genuinely think we have one of the best singers in the state of Texas by a lot, and I want as many people to hear that voice, and the more I'm treading, the less they're hearing him sing. So it's
Well, and also as a songwriter too, though, like we're songwriters first.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
and you wanna serve the song. So for me personally, like the best compliment that you can get at a show is not somebody coming up and talking about how incredible your guitar playing or how incredible your voice is, but they're like, "Hey, that song that you wrote resonated with me. I needed that." Um, that's some of the best compliments that those are the things that you don't forget.
so
And with that being
oh,
said, we also do play. Um, if you guys ever get to see us live, there's a shit ton of guitar solos. Please believe
Hey,
there's a ton of guitar solos.
hell yeah.
We're trying to
So
get the bass player to start coming out of his shell to start doing more bass solos because everybody
right.
loves bass solos.
Hey,
so
that's
you
awesome. That
mentioned
you shine a light on the bass. That's awesome.
yeah, you
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
that you're songwriters first. So the first song you guys wrote and played together, was it Nicotine or was it something else?
It was
nicotine.
nicotine.
Okay. Yeah, that's an awesome song.
That
And
that was the one that made us kind of think that we could go from being a hobby band to actually putting out our own music. We wrote that song, and that was the one that like, hey, we could probably actually do this, you know. Um, that was the one.
Well, I would
You,
like to play that song, unless you want to do that acoustically.
Well,
I
can
can
I
do it.
say something about that song? I was going to do this later in the set, but since Robert brought it up, I did want to say that I think you guys displayed a great amount of courage by writing and singing the song Nicotine, because a lot of rock bands, country artists, artists of all genres have talked for years about alcohol addiction, drug addiction. No one really takes on the tobacco industry, and I know you used it as a metaphor for a relationship when you listen to the words of the song, but that takes some courage to say, hey, nicotine has a strong addictive property. Nobody really talks about that. So, I think that takes a lot of courage plus creative songwriting.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah, when
Hey,
he
you
brought
could probably
those lyrics.
appreciate where it was recorded at.
Where's that?
Um,
Oh yeah,
the chop shop wasn't it? No, not the chop shop.
Machine
Machine
Shop.
shop.
Oh,
Machine
okay.
shop in Dripping Springs. They did like a lot of Lamb of God recorded there. Some other heavy metal bands.
Heck
Our
yeah.
drummer's a metalhead, and he kind of sniffed the place out, and they agreed to do it for not so much money, and we got in there and put our stuff down in a primarily metal recording studio.
Heck
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Well,
Whenever you're ready.
Stevie Ray
Are y'all
cut
ready?
the
Oh,
stud at Jackson Brown's studio. So
Oh, that'd be cool.
Let me know if it's sounding all right. It's not. There's my bitch.
Disease. Go ahead and mute all of us except for Randall.
It's gonna take some time, burn into my mind, leave the past in the past. But I always come back for one last dragging night, hanging on to hope, knowing that you kill me, but I still smoke. Guess old habits hard to lay to rest. How can something so good at the same time be so bad for me? How can love this strong be one-sided for so long? I wish you would go and let me breathe. Let go of my heart, set me free. But baby, yeah, you're like nicotine. Tried all remedies, seems like nothing works for me. They're all just a patch, each one just bad for me. I keep on coming back, I know I just can't seem to let it go. It's like a bad dream that never ends. How could something so good at the same time be so bad for me? How can love this strong be one-sided for so long? I wish you would go and let me breathe. Let go of my heart, set me free. But baby, yeah, you're like nicotine. How could something so good at the same time be so bad for me? How can love this strong be one-sided for so long? I wish you would go and let me breathe. Let go of my heart and set me free. But baby, I gave your life never free. Gave your life never free. Well, I did not realize how blowed out my voice was from last night, so I apologize for that.
No, it sounded awesome, man. I mean, if you're calling it blowed out, let me tell you,
Yeah,
to
I
listen
was struggling.
to someone that can sing the same as if you heard it on the album, that's a gift, you know.
That's
Well,
what I'm
thank you.
saying, man.
So
That's what I'm
It was
saying. I want people to hear that.
Heck yeah.
I was a little bit embarrassed by that. Honestly, I cracked a couple times.
You should be. I'm yelling at you after this.
I
Piece of
know you
shit.
are. It's fine. You can call me later, Dad.
dude, I had my phone blowing up over here listening to you because they don't want to chat like live. So I get all these messages behind the scenes. They're like,
Yeah.
they're awesome.
Heck yeah.
So
Thank you. I bet one of them's your
That's awesome.
sister, isn't it? Emily Waits.
Oh, probably. She
Well,
she's the biggest fan we have.
Randall, Roy, that was great, but I want to talk about your song Little Things. And this is going to be a multifaceted question because there's so much packed into this great song. It
Oh
starts
yeah.
out talking about a grandpa and what his life was like. And so part of the question is, was this song personal? Does it reflect a personal story? And then I picked up on something, and you tell me if I'm hearing things or not. That first guitar solo part right after the first stanza, the melody of the guitar, maybe not entirely the way everything's played, but the melody of that guitar right after that, I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And I was hearing, you tell me if I'm hearing things, I was hearing a little bit of Grandpa Tell Me About the Good Old Days by the Judds. And then we spoke
I never
about
knew that was them.
influences. We spoke about influences earlier, and you also mentioned Keith Whitley in that song, a great singer, songwriter. So there's a lot packed in here. Talk about this. I love it.
So this one's kind of. It's still hard to sing some nights, depending on the feeling in the room and everything. But I wrote that song for my grandparents.
Okay.
Every line of the song is a true story of their life. My grandmother asked me, she died of pancreatic cancer, and so it wasn't like a surprise. So she asked me to sing that song at her funeral,
Oh,
and
wow.
so still like it's kind of so. She used to tell me that my grandpa would bring home $47 a week as a structural welder. Um, and she would say, "We ain't got a whole lot of money in the house, but we got a whole lot of love, and that you can build a house with money, but a home is built by love."
Heck yeah.
And so those are just stories, growing up that I would hear them on repeat. And so when she got sick, Keith Whitley was her favorite artist, uh, so we had to throw, or I had to throw that in there, and it's just one of those songs, man, where it. There's some nights, I'm gonna be wrong. There's some nights where it is very difficult to sing that song.
I
Um,
understand.
but
Heck yeah.
but I can't tell you, like when I told you about getting a compliment on a song, that's also one of those songs where at the end of the night, there was somebody that needed to hear, that the little things in life are the things that are most important, like the things that money can't buy you, like love and happiness and family and um, And I always tell people, you know, in today's world, I really do think it's very important to remember those little things because it's a lot of times it's the little things that get me personally to tomorrow, you know, because there's just days where it just you might seem like a failure, you know, like Willie Nelson on the train tracks or something like that. But you go back and look at a video or you know, a show that we played 3 years ago, and then look at where we're at now. A little like just a little thing like that is just enough to get you to tomorrow and not
Yes,
quit on
sir.
yourself.
As far as the music part of it, I want to shout out William Wallace. He
Yes,
Okay.
That song kind of came together. Um, I don't want to say it was like a spur of the moment thing, but the arrangement and everything that we did it in the studio with William, and just we put it together. I think it was maybe like a two taker, maybe three takes total. It just came together so perfectly, so quickly. We did it out at Williams studio, and man, it's one of those, like, there's not a ton of like crazy stuff going on, like, instrumentally,
Right,
but
right.
damn, every night we play it, dude, it crushes everybody just loves it. It just connects with so many people.
Heck yeah.
that's one of my favorite songs on the album. Like if I had
Yeah,
one
for sure.
that I would have to listen to on repeat, it would be that one for me.
Well, I loved it when I was going through your catalog, and that one just caught me, all the things I mentioned, because, you know, I try to pay the utmost respect to bands and artists that come on here to talk with us. I'm not going to come on here and just throw some, random questions at you guys. I dove into your songs, and that one's beautiful, and I just found so much
Awesome.
packed in there, and I felt like it was personal from the minute it opened up, and that's why I want to ask about that as well as some of the other things that I asked. And so, yeah, I would, if I was you guys, man, I know it's hard on you to perform it some nights, but I would keep that in your set list.
Oh,
It's
for
not going
sure.
nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
Honestly, I think not to like play. Trust me, if you ever saw it, it would be genuine. But I don't think people seeing somebody be emotional on stage over a song would be such a bad thing.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I know you have the guitar, and it might be emotional, and you didn't like your voice a minute ago. Would it be okay if Robert played that one for our fans and our listeners?
Please do.
All right. Little things.
Little things.
Here we go. I'll screen
Disease, do you need
share.
to mute us?
He will. You had to let me know if it's loud enough there, Disease.
It sounds good so far.
Grandpa, he got by on little food and little sleep. Working a dead-end job, 47 bucks a week. He had a good woman, a faithful family, to remind him when times got hard that it's the little things. Like a little slow dancing on a Friday night, little Keith Whitley and curled up tight, little glass of wine, a little time alone, little bare feet running across the floor, climbing in bed in a thunderstorm. But life gets hard and you start to feel it sting. Just remember that it's the little things. Well, I finally popped the question, raising a family of my own, making the most of memories before the gets hard and you start to feel it sting, just remember that it's the little things. Every morning that you wake up, you better thank the Lord above, 'cause you can build a house with money, but a home is built by love. And a little slow dancing on a Friday night, little Keith Whitley and curled up tight, little glass of wine, a little time alone, little bare feet running across the floor, climbing in bed in a thunderstorm. When life gets hard and you start to feel it sting, just remember that. Oh, remember that it's the little things. No, it's the little things. Grandpa, he got by on little food and little sleep, working a dead-end job for $47 a week.
That was a great song, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost teared up. Thinking about all the past and
Right.
my grandma and stuff like that. So
Makes you homesick for a place that don't exist anymore.
yeah. But I had a question for you guys. So I know it's only been a few years, since you started putting music out, but what was one of the biggest challenges getting from those early days to where you're at now?
Getting four people on the same page, I think.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're not 20s or even 30s, anymore. So everybody has families and lives, and just trying to get all on the same page of like scheduling and booking and what works and what days we can take off for shows and not take off, and just for us, that's the biggest challenge that faces us right now. Simply just time.
Yeah, because you want to be respectful of everybody's time, and especially because all of us have kids, all four of us have kids, and um, wives, obviously, and so it's like you, as much as there's days when we want to go 8,000% and let's travel to Brazil or something stupid, like you got to pull the reins back and go, dude, your kid's got school on Monday. What the hell are you talking about? You're
Right.
not doing that. So that's really, yeah, in the early days for sure. It was Randall's right, working around scheduling for sure.
So, Roy, I just want to let you know that your sister commented and said, whenever you did say she's probably saying something, Randall,
Yeah.
she said, no, I haven't said anything yet. Laugh out loud.
Oh.
And
Well,
then,
I can tell you if there is one thing you can count on, and that is Miss Emily being on everything. And every band needs one of those supporters, and that's her.
and she
Yeah,
said she
Hey, there you
absolutely
go.
loved that song. So,
awesome.
Well, you're talking about
He was jamming
family
with us last night.
and do what now?
I'm sorry.
She was jamming with us last night. We had a show
Oh,
last
heck
night, and
yeah.
she was there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. You're talking about everybody having
Valid.
families, and a lot of your songs are about relationships. And I want to talk about a couple of songs, but one of them I want to talk about right now that I think's really fun. Your song Headlights, which has the second most streams on Spotify of your catalog, but this one starts out rocking, and it's really a feel-good song about a man and his woman dancing to the music in front of the truck headlights. Maybe they pulled off on a back road to get away from everything. And then you said something in there that I appreciate. You said, we'll turn our cell phones off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God, that's needed
that
these
that's
days.
that's another one of those stories that is I'm not going to say loosely based on the truth, but there was this spot on some core land where we live called Hackberry Access, and it's just a dead end dirt road, a dead end straight into the lake. And me and my grandpa, before me and my wife met, we would drive down there all the time, go throw a line in the water, drink some cold beers, and a lot of times, it'd get dark and we'd have to kick the headlights on and we'd have the radio blasting, just us two down there fishing. Then it got to a point where got married, had I think we were on our second child, and anybody that is young, because we had our kids very young.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Anybody that has had a child very young, whenever like you're still in college and you're waiting tables in the evening, and and you got a kid, okay, there's not a whole lot of money for mom and dad to go have some alone time, you know. And that was one of the things that we were facing is my wife wanted time alone, but my answer to that was always, we don't have the money for that. She's like, we don't have to have the money for that. Let's just get in the truck and go down to the lake, and then we'd end up turning the headlights on after it got dark and blasting the radio. And the cell
Yeah.
phone part of it was just kind of that. That was just what was going to happen down there because there's no cell phone signal down there. So
You didn't have a choice.
no, but it's 100% true story, and it's mainly geared towards young couples that are um, just trying to find their relationship, I guess, and just understand that it doesn't have to cost anything. Nobody cares really if they love you about what it costs. They just want time.
That's right.
And that's really all that's really all it's about.
And to a woman, that means a lot, showing her your love, showing her, that alone time that you've separated yourself from all these outside distractions. Man, they appreciate the heck out of that.
Yeah. I think guys are still trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Speaking of that, on the flip side, there's the song Home for a Hotel. Great rhythm and upbeat drums to start, and then you guys threw a banjo in there, which I think is a lot of fun. And I think that this song will resonate with a lot of people. Oh, he's saying it's not fun. But I think this song
No,
will resonate with a lot of people because a lot of men, I'm not saying women haven't been through, women have been through this too, but a lot of men have been there where, man, you thought you're going to have her forever and she's cheating on you. And you write in the lyrics, why did you trade our house for a hotel? You're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. If I'm so much better, why couldn't it have been me? I think that song right there, as much as the love songs and the grandpa songs, I think this one's going to hit home with a lot of your listeners too. So walk us through the writing process, the musical writing process in this, and talk about Home for a Hotel.
so I'll go over the writing process, and then I'll let Roy explain the how we come across the melody part of it. So, like I told you earlier, I do power line work during the day, um, and we get called out on storms. So when I go out on storm, there's a lot of times, we're sitting around in the truck by myself for hours just waiting on a ticket. And so I was listening to this podcast. I can't remember what rapper it was, but they had a rapper on there, and he said something. He said that all these girls today, like, they will trade their entire home for one night in a hotel room, talking about like his experiences with married women. And I was
Right.
like, hey, hold on, there's a song right there. So
Wow.
I brought it back to the guys, and we sat down at practice or rehearsal to try to piece it together. And
It was funny because it started out as a ballad. It was not a shuffle. It wasn't an upbeat thing at all. Because truth be told, the lyrics are pretty brutal.
Right.
It's inherently a pretty sad song, but I don't remember. I think it was Carson, our drummer,
It was
that
it was
he
Carson.
said, why don't we try this? And he did like a bluesy kind of shuffle, or a train beat is what they call it, I think. But
Okay.
it was one of the things that it's one of the most beautiful parts of being in a band is it's four individual dudes with like individual ideas for music, and it's something none of the other three of us had ever considered. We knew that we wanted to be different with as many songs as we could. We wanted to have different sounds and different influences and stuff like that. And that one is probably as close to a traditional country song outside of maybe Little Things um that we have. And man, when he played the shuffle beat, it was like, hell yeah, that's the vibe. And we knew that we wanted to put banjo on it, and
Well,
I
originally
didn't
you were
know
gonna
how.
do a dobro.
Yeah, that's right. I
Right.
was gonna do a dobro, like a
Oh.
slide kind of thing. And when we got into the studio, God bless Greg White, our producer, he said, why don't we throw a banjo on there, right? And I didn't know how to play banjo. So he had a banjo and he was like, take this home for a couple of days and just figure something out. And I went home and I listened to a lot of Steve Martin because that's the only banjo thing that I knew. I was like, I'll just listen to Steve Martin. And I didn't learn shit. So I tuned it like a guitar, and that's what I figured out.
Bro, but when he's in the studio, we were trying to film content while Roy was doing a banjo because we don't we don't have one live, you know. So we were trying to film Roy laying down the banjo tracks, and for like 5 solid minutes, they just had to keep bleeping it out. I'll do beep, 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 beep.
I was losing my mind. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Dang.
Oh
So,
man.
to get a little off the subject though, guys, every band has had, we almost called it quit moment. Have you had that?
Absolutely.
We've had a few of those. It's tough though. I always tell people the hardest part of being in a band is being in a band. Um, it's four individual dudes with four individual personalities, and you've got, especially, I'm sure everybody feels this way. Right now everything just feels very stressful. Whether it's economic or whatever, it just everything feels real stressful. And so I think, um, yeah, dude, you put four guys, I don't care how much you love each other, you put four dudes in a van, shit's gonna happen. And
Right.
but the thing that we always try to do, I actually have it tattooed on my arm. We try to live kind of like where we give grace. It's kind of our thing, like give grace. Um, we really try to do the best we can, um, to give each other the benefit of the doubt and give grace and all that. So, um, not to say that it's not tough, you know, being in a band is tough, and everybody getting along all the time is a very tough deal. And you look at bands like Metallica and, um, like U2 and some of these bands that have basically had the same lineup for 30, 40 years. Rolling Stones, like it's
Yeah.
insane. It's insane, man. It really is a testament to, um either they're making a shit ton of money and that's the motivation, or they really do all get along pretty well. So who knows? Who knows?
It's kind of like one of those sibling situations too. Like, hey, we could fight each other, but you ain't gonna talk to him like that. I'll fight you over
Yeah,
Right.
here. It's
Exactly.
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
deals.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Well, and I think in a lot of added stress at like that people don't really think about at the level that we're at right now because we're we're not super well known, but we're not at the bottom. We're kind of somewhere in between, and that there's a gap there. Um, and that gap that has to get filled is basically comes down to money, right? We can't
Right.
afford the big time social media management. We can't afford the the people doing all the ins and outs. So all of our stuff has had to come from in-house. And when you have four people with four conflicting ideas and four conflicting scheduling, stuff like that. So when you see a band at our level, just know that when they're playing shows and they're happy, just know they got their ass kicked that week,
Right.
For sure.
just trying to make it all happen. You know what I mean? So that's a thing that not a lot of people realize is when a band's having to make stuff happen on their own, that adds to the stress of being in a band. You know.
And that's why we encourage people to go to local shows, go out and support local shows, buy merch, buy CDs, buy, you know, because all of us have day jobs. I do, Robert, every one of us on here does. But when they look at a band, when someone comes to hear a band perform, they're not in the mindset of thinking, what you guys might have went through and how your week is. Everybody thinks, oh God, they're living the dream. They're this cool band and they're kicking ass and all this, and
Yeah.
they don't realize that. And so we really try to encourage support local artists. That's something that we're big on.
Well, I can tell you, like, if you come out to even a local show or something within an hour and a half, 2 hours of our house or where we're based out of, just know that, like, if y'all show up to the show at 8 o'clock that night, we got there at 2 o'clock. So we left our house at 10 o'clock. We got there at 2 o'clock, loaded in, sound checked, all this, that, and the other, set up merchandise, did all this, performed the show, and then after the show, break it all down, and then get home, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for, whatever you get paid that evening. So we really do this for the love of playing music. Like, if I was in it for just the money, like, oh,
Right.
Well, that's and truth be told, and I think Randall would agree with this. Truth be told, like we do it with a smile on our face. Like don't get
100%.
us wrong. Like we're having a blast. Like
Absolutely.
it's so much fun. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and it sucks, but it's work that we knew that was coming. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So we're having a blast and we love doing it and with all the bullshit that we have to do to make it happen, man, when we get up there and we get on stage, we say it all the time. Hate to play after us.
Right.
Like that's how
Right.
we feel because we're having a blast. We're always trying to have as much fun as we possibly can. Because I'm 42. So you know, not too much longer and I'll feel weird being up there. So I'm trying to have as much fun as I can for as long as I
Well,
can for sure.
Nah,
Heck yeah.
man, don't
and
give up.
and to that
We're
to
we're
that
not
point
here
about
for
going
a
out to
long
local
time.
shows,
We're here for a good time.
That's right.
every every t-shirt, every hat, every share, every like on, your socials, every stream on Spotify, well, all the stuff, that from the bottom of our hearts and people like us, we want to say thank you and like guys like you that help push our music out because I mean we
Absolutely.
say it all the time. Without the people that come out and support us, we don't have a job. We work for you. So dude, we're not complaining about the work or the long days or any of that stuff. We're very grateful and very thankful that people even want to listen to the music that we put out. So
Yeah.
that's kind
Well,
of where we're at the moment.
I'll
Just
tell you,
happy to be here.
Randall, I'd like to give you a choice right quick.
Yes, sir.
So we did talk about the headlights. Also, good old boys also catches me, being that, we talked about the band and, the relationship together as playing as a band. Would you like to play headlights or good old boys? And I'll play one from Spotify because I seen we have some more viewers, and what I want to do is I want to show viewers how similar your voice is to a recorded
Mm.
album song. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because there's not many singers that can sound like they do on the radio or on like Spotify, Apple Music or whatnot. So
Thank you so
It's
much. That's a huge
crazy.
compliment. I think if I had to choose between those two today, I would probably have to do headlights just simply because Good Old Boy is a little bit of a stretch. And I, Honestly, like when I was talking to y'all, I felt fine, and then I started singing like halfway through that song. In my head, I was like, "Oh no!"
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize I was blowed out like that. But I think I can get through headlights all right.
All right. Disease, you want to mute us?
Let me wet my whistle real quick. And it's just Baja Blast. There ain't no whiskey in here. All right. If I'm being honest, it has been a little while since we've been out all alone, and I've seen your beautiful smile. Well, tonight I'll make things right. Baby, we ain't staying home. I'm taking you out dancing under the stars till dawn. So tonight, let's let our love light up in the headlights of this old truck, spinning you around in an amber glow, thinking about how I want to get you home. So tonight, let's turn the radio up and two-step all night long. Baby, with a little luck, it'll play your favorite song with your head on my chest wrapped up in my arms, with the headlights on. We'll drive where we want, and we'll turn our cell phones off. I've got a full tank of gas. Baby, I bet we'll get lost. No, we ain't got much time, so let's make tonight our night. And maybe if we beg, yeah, the sun will delay its light. So tonight, let's let our love light up in the headlights of this old truck, spinning you around in an amber glow, thinking about how I want to get you home. So tonight, let's turn the radio up and two-step all night long. Maybe with a little luck, it'll play your favorite song with your head on my chest wrapped up in my arms, the headlights on. So tonight, let's let our love light up in the headlights of this old truck, spinning you around in an amber glow, thinking about how I want to get you home. So tonight, let's turn the radio up, two-step all night long. Maybe with a little luck, it'll play your favorite song with your head on my chest wrapped up in my arms, with the headlights on. With the headlights on.
Hell yeah.
Amazing song.
So,
Thank you.
well, what I like to do for our listeners is, just like I said before, the song you just played is how similar it is to your albums or your songs, and everyone knows that's hard to find because what do they call that, Ferg? Now they have that auto tune. Is that what that is?
Auto-tune.
Yeah.
And
So they got
all this AI technology
Yep.
and so forth.
So you got all this auto tune, but to find a person that can actually sound the same as if he was standing in front of you or on the stage, that's hard to find. And I think you guys, I would never give up if I were you guys, even though it's going to be hard, man. Going to be
Yeah.
hard for sure.
I will say, when the good Lord was putting me together, He forgot to put the quit in me.
There you go.
That's right. That's
There you
right.
go.
So on that note, Ferg, if you don't have anything, I'd like to play the Good Old Boys.
Oh, I do, but you go ahead and play this for everybody. I can bring that afterwards.
Well, that way it's, you know, it's kind of back to back and everybody can
Yes,
hear
sir.
this.
Absolutely.
So-
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Yes, sir.
Trying to get you guys as much coverage as I can.
We appreciate it.
All right. All right, Disease, you can mute. Everybody can hear it.
I don't mind getting older. I do the same things, only slower. I never grow up, I just get bigger toys. Well, my body's always hurting, though my mind is only 30. Acting your age, it's just a choice. Cold beer on a Friday night makes up for that 40-hour 9 to 5. Picking this old 6-string on a friend's back porch. Nothing quite like damn good friends you can always count on. That's got your back in any bar. If you need some help, tell them where you are. Sometimes all you need is a good night out to just get rowdy out on the town. Drink a few too many and make a little noise. Sometimes damn good men just wanna be good old boys. When I look in that mirror, there's more gray than there used to be. I can't help but still feel 17. I work my fingers to the bone to make sure their life's better than mine. That's why sometimes you need a night to unwind, yeah. With some damn good friends you can always count on. That's got your back in any bar. If you need some help, tell them where you are. Sometimes all you need is a good night out to just get
That's good stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I think
fun
we
one.
can
We like that one.
all agree to that one.
Yeah.
I I can tell you how that one came about. Um, my wife will tell you she's raising four children and not three.
Right.
Um, we we were at a wedding one time. I can't remember whose wedding it was, but me and the kids are all dressed up really nice and got our church clothes on and stuff, and got to looking around for us. I can't find us. Well, me and the kids, not just my kids, like all the kids that were at this wedding, found this huge dirt mound in the back and some trash can lids, and
Uh,
Heck
I
yeah.
got in trouble. We just want to be kids sometimes too.
That's right. Well, before we get into some more fun questions, I got one more song I want to talk about if you're okay with it. I want to talk
Sure.
about the song Working on Me. There's some great guitar work and rhythm on that one, especially and especially in the opening guitars. But speaking of guitars, in the lyrics you say, I fell in love with this old guitar. Help me cope with some old scars. Help me find a little more clarity. So many times we have talked with our guests, and so many times I've had these conversations about how therapeutic music can be. And
Oh
picking
yeah.
up that guitar, you pretty much talked about that in this song. And there's a little blues in that guitar solo I heard in that one, Roy. So you guys from both perspectives, Roy, Randall, the writing side, the music side, you guys talk about putting this one together, and you've already hinted at it earlier in the review about how music is therapeutic for what's going on in your life. You guys touch on all that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, um, again, we talk a lot. We've talked a lot in this podcast just about how much getting together and just jamming with the boys is our therapy more or less. And so I know the song obviously is about being a better person. Randall wanted to put something together about, being a better, he likes to say it in the shows, like a better husband, father, son, whatever the case is. Um, but yeah, man, we're big mental health advocates. I think we try to talk about that as much as we can. I've Randall talked about it earlier. I've struggled with anxiety for a long time. And uh I think especially with men, there's been, it's getting better for sure, but there's been a
Right.
stigma around talking about, um, anxiety, depression, just all that stuff, especially again when it comes to being a man. And uh, when you find a group of dudes, or when you find a group of whatever, that makes you, you know, happy and comfortable, and you can blow off steam from the week, whatever that is, man, it's a blessing. And so when you get it, you really want to hold on to it, and you really want to do everything you can to keep that going. So as far as the music side goes, yeah, man, it's absolutely therapy for us. Um but yeah, Randall, you want to talk about some of the, like, the
Yeah,
lyrics
I
and stuff
think
in it?
so. Um, it's not really a secret, I guess, but like I haven't always been like the best husband or the best father. When we, like I said, when we had our first child, I was 20 years old. I didn't know how to be a dad. You know, kind of had to just figure that out. I haven't always been the person that people can always depend on and people can count on. Um, but as I got older, I wanted to be that person. I
Right.
wanted to be somebody that was reliable. But it's a process, you know. It doesn't happen overnight. You got to work on yourself every day, and more than just working on yourself, you got to be honest with yourself.
Right.
So with the line, and I don't think I've ever even told anybody this. I don't even think I've mentioned, like, said this to Roy or anything either. Um, but like the line in the song about falling in love with that guitar, and there was nights where that guitar was my best friend, right? Well, the thing about a best friend is the best friend is always going to be honest with you. A best friend's always going to tell you the truth. So if you sit down with your guitar and you start writing a song, trying to process whatever emotions you're having, honesty is going to come out, and you're going to learn things about yourself in that process. And I think that's how I work on myself, you know, because if I start writing things out how I'm feeling, it sounds different when you say it out loud. You know what I mean? Like if you're not being such a good person in this area and you're working on this aspect of your life, when you say it out loud, it's like, oh wow, I really do need to work on that, you know. That's where the guitar being my best friend is kind of where it comes from for me. Is however I'm feeling, I put it on paper. It's going to give me honest feedback of what I'm dealing with, you know.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I do want to talk. I do want to tell one behind the scenes thing because I never get to talk about this stuff. You mentioned the solo for that song. That solo is the only solo that I recorded with my. I have an old 1967 Stratocaster, and it's it's a hunk of crap, but it held together long enough for me to play that solo on that song. So it's the only song that guitar is probably ever going to be featured on. So
Dude,
I
that's
was I'm
awesome.
proud of that. I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah.
proud of that.
In fact, it was a Stratocaster that inspired you to get started, wasn't it, Roy? Didn't you have a friend that you saw with a Stratocaster and you're like,
Yeah.
man, that's what I want to do?
Yeah, Stephen
Well, this guy
Watkins,
did his
man,
homework.
one of my best friends growing up. And we went to a lock-in together, and I didn't know the first thing about guitars or anything like that. And he brought in this Alpine white Strat, and as soon as he started playing it, all the girls were like, and so I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. If you got a face like this, you got to be able to do something good. So I tried to learn guitar. Like from that day going forward, it was all guitar.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, let's have some fun now, shall we? You guys have
Yeah.
several dates coming up on your tour. So, three-part question: your favorite venue to play, your dream venue to play, who would you most like to open up for if you got the chance?
That's a great question. Randall, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I can answer this pretty quick.
Okay.
Favorite venue so far has been Tannehill's at the Fort Worth Stockyards, opening for Sam Riggs there. That was the most incredible energy, best response from a crowd that we've ever gotten. Um, that night, man, we just felt like rock stars that night, man. Like it was, the songs were hitting right, the people were enjoying the songs, so that was a good night. Uh, Bucket list venue is actually coming up for us December 18th in Austin, Texas at Antone's. Anybody who is
Okay.
anybody ever in the blues industry has played Antone's. Stevie Ray, BB, all those guys have played Antone's, and we get to open the show for Sam Riggs there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Heck yeah.
Um, if I ever got a chance to play with Whiskey Myers,
Oh,
I
wow.
might shit myself. That would be who I would want to play a show with for sure.
You know something? You speaking of Whiskey Myers, me and my brother spoke about this before y'all came on the show because, not only do I tell Ferg there, my
Uh-huh.
brother also, he likes new music as well. So we were talking about the instance. He said, it seems like all country type bands, great bands, come from Texas. It seemed like, and that's just his opinion. Okay, so don't anybody else listening, don't take it to heart.
It,
But
for sure.
so the thing is that we used to work in West Texas together. And on the way back, we're driving, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We stop at a gas station, and somebody's blaring some music from a truck that's like a pump over. And I'm like, man, that sounds good. Who is it? So I walk over there. I'm like, hey, man, being the open guy that I am, it's like, hey, who sings that? He's like, Whiskey Myers. I was like, I have
Hell
never
yeah.
heard of them before. And that's when they first started, coming up. And we were talking and we're like, now they just blew up, man. And I'm like, we were talking about how your music, you guys' music, reminds us of Whiskey Myers, the start of it and where you're going to end up being. So,
Awesome.
we're like, yeah, yeah, Florida Georgia line done the same. Left the chat.
All I want out of this whole thing is I want to be able to pay the electric bill the day that it comes in. If I
There
could
you
just do that, I don't have to make $1 million. I just be happy, you know, doing
Playing
what I love
music and
doing
getting by.
and just making a living.
Yeah.
What about your you didn't answer the three-part question really.
My favorite venue that we've played so far, honestly, we just did it recently. I will just say that that's a lot tougher of a question because genuinely there's a ton of venues that we played that I
right.
really, really enjoy. We just played a place called Green Hall down in New Braunfels, and it's the oldest dance hall in Texas, I believe, right? It's the oldest dance hall in
Yeah,
Texas, Randall.
oldest honky tonk.
And the oldest honky tonk in Texas, and it's literally just an old wooden barn. And I don't I you know, I try to take in every moment that we get to do. Walking into Green Hall was a pretty emotional thing. It's one of those places where in this kind of music you kind of dream of doing, and we got to do it, and that was
Heck
that
yeah.
was unbelievable. There's no air conditioning in there. There's no fans. I almost died
Oh
like
wow.
3 times, but man, it was amazing. Dream venue, I say this every time, Red Rocks, without a
Yeah.
doubt. If we ever get to play Red Rocks, I'll weep like a small baby. Um, and the openers, it's probably a tie between I'm a huge Band of Heathens fan. I
Oh,
love the Band of Heathens, and depending on the lineup, the Black Crows. I
oh
absolutely adore the Black Crows,
God,
especially early
God, you won me right
early Black
there.
Crows. Oh man,
Man, I
if
love
I
some White Crows.
oh yeah, when they had Mark Ford on guitar, I think they were the one of the best bands of all time. Absolutely insane. But either Black Crows or the Band of Heathens for sure.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Wow, yeah. You won me right there. That's one of my all-time favorites, and the song that never gets played is "Bad Luck, Blue Eyes, Goodbye," and oh my
Oh
God, that
man,
song's so bluesy.
absolutely. So good.
You guys touched on it
That was
just a
Mark
little bit.
Ford.
Oh yeah. Eh,
That was Mark Ford.
yeah, it was. You're absolutely right, it was. You guys touched on it a little bit already, but talk about it again. And I'm sure Robert wants to hear about this too because he's quickly become a fan of yours. Talk about your reaction and fan relationship that you experience at these shows. Talk about that. How great are
Uh,
your fans?
the
Oh yeah.
the fun part I think is we've got to experience this like with the Sam Riggs things. When you walk out in front of a room full of people that has never heard of you, they're not there to see you. They're there to see Sam Riggs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a game. It's a game. Side bets. How many songs do you think it's going to take us tonight to win these guys? And you can always tell. You can always feel the energy shift in the room at a certain point of the show where it's like, we got them right
Yeah.
there. So that part of it for me is like the fan part of that, and then going to the merch booth and hearing people talk to us that, like I said, they weren't there to see us, but they had a good time. That's a pretty amazing feeling for me personally.
Heck yeah.
So
I know. The best there's nothing better than like Randall's saying when you feel that energy shift because what we've been experiencing here lately is we've been getting picked up to do a lot of opening slots, which is great. And truth be told, we love that. That's our favorite thing because we love setting the table for whoever's coming up next. We feel like we do a pretty good job of it. We're pretty energetic guys. And so we always enjoy setting the table for the next band. And so when you feel it go from who the hell are they to I really want to know who these guys are, that's amazing. But also the one of the best things for me is when you see somebody come to their third show or their fourth show and then you remember their names and their faces. That's when it gets really fun, when there's people that aren't like related to you or a friend of the family or anything like that, people that have organically dug the music and just start coming to one show after another.
Like the three or
That
four couples that drove 4 hours
Oh,
in Green
wow.
Oh
Hall,
yeah,
that
Wow.
was,
we had some people come down from literally from Canada to see us in Houston because it
Oh,
was
bro,
the
that's
it was the
awesome.
only thing that made sense for them. It's insane. It's the nuttiest thing in the world, but that is one of the best feelings as far as being in a band at all, playing music for people. When people come back for seconds and thirds and fourths, it's like, damn, it wasn't just a flash in the pan thing. You didn't just have to be there because you were wanting to see, Sam or whoever we opening for, which we love doing. Again, we love doing it. But man,
For
when
sure.
we get a fan off of that, ooh,
but it's
that's
also a
amazing.
weird, like a weird feeling too, because it's like, who are we to deserve that kind of treatment? At least for me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't believe that y'all just drove that far to come watch us play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel guilty sometimes. It really
Yeah.
does.
I have two questions for you guys. When is the next time you're going to be in Houston? Unless Roy comes to Kinder, if y'all want to
Hey,
join him.
hey, man.
Hey,
Who
Um,
knows?
hey.
Shout out, shout out Chaz, shout out Chaz Corville in Kinder. Shout out
I think
Chaz.
uh I think Houston I don't know about the Houston thing right now. Like a lot of musicians been posting getting their stuff stolen in Houston. So
Yeah,
No
Oh,
shade,
you're right
no
about that.
shade to Houston, no shade to Houston, but we got a lot of friends that got a lot of gear
uh
stolen
oh,
and
wow.
don't
it
want to
was
go back to
it was bad
Houston.
enough to where when we played in Houston, we didn't even get a room. Like we just decided to make the 5 hour drive back home because we didn't want to have to either unload all of our stuff into a hotel room to keep it from getting stolen
Can't have nothing
or
nice, man.
Can't have nothing nice. Me and Randall, we had to tell ghost stories to each other all night to keep each other awake. It's just me and
Yeah.
him, 5 hours, all the way back from Houston to Whitney. It was brutal.
yeah, and
That's
unfortunately the
true.
beers tasted really good at the shows too, so we're just like, oh my God.
Oh, wow. Yeah, dang.
So, my second question is, do you plan to have some merch come to the website?
Yes,
That's in the works.
we are working on that right now. After this is over, though, if you guys will both give me addresses, we'll send out some stuff for you guys. We'd
Oh,
That'd be
love to
awesome.
love to
dude,
Wow,
send you
thank
some
you.
stuff.
That's awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. But
well,
yeah,
well,
we are in the process of getting an online store like as we speak. We're working on it right now.
heck yeah, man. And when y'all do, I'll be sharing it. So,
Make sure you
Absolutely.
get
Thank you so
make
much.
sure you get me the address because I got the stuff at my house.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
but
Well,
yeah,
we've
man.
talked about music, we've talked about fans, we've talked about your songs. I want to give you guys a chance to talk about each other. I want to give you a chance to brag on each other. Name one thing or a couple things, just brag on your bandmates. What is something special and unique that each member brings to the band that you appreciate the hell out of?
Yeah. I can do this easy because I love there's nothing that brings me more joy in this band than talking up the guys in the band. I am it's a very unique position to be in to not only enjoy the music that you're making, but also enjoy the dudes. Randall is easily one of the most reliable, hardworking, like decent people I've ever met. If you need him at 2 in the morning to come scrape a dead rabbit off your tire. Like okay, cool, man. I'm tired, but I'll be there or whatever, you know. Our bass player, Steve, is probably the sweetest man on the planet. Like, you, just an absolute ball of sweetness. He's the music minister at his church, and
Awesome.
so he's double duty every Saturday night. We get done with a show, doesn't matter where we're at. Certainly in Texas, doesn't matter where we're at in Texas. He's in his truck. He's driving back home so he can play worship music with his people on Sunday. Our drummer Carson is one of the funniest, like silliest gooses on the planet. And I'm being 42 and still telling dick jokes is not the best look all the time, but I do that a lot. And so I need somebody with me to be a silly goose as well.
If you're
And
having
we
a bad
just
day, he's gonna make you laugh.
I
Heck yeah.
try. And so he's kind of my like silly goose doppelganger. We we're both idiots together all the time, and it's a blast. It's a blast. But yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's the guys.
Heck yeah. Well, I wanted to do that
Trying to
because
say
I
something
want to
nice.
give you guys the opportunity to brag on each other. And I just think that's a cool part of the show. And not to put anybody under the spotlight, but I think that's a good experience right there.
Yep.
Well,
We we
it's
have
I
we have the best group of guys that you could put together. Like I said, we were friends first, so
Yep.
um, it's kind of like they say, marry your best friend, and you'll have a long, healthy marriage. That's kind of where we're at with this, man. We're just a bunch of friends and just happen to all play different instruments that work together. So
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Uh,
Oh God. The- if
uh,
only the viewers could see some of the
no, they can
things
see
our
that.
producer is.
They can see his comments.
I'm trying not to crack up every time the
well, I've
picture
already
changes.
I've
I'm
already like
dying.
looked pretty weird a couple times with
His
a couple of
pictures.
the.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm not gonna
definitely
tell you what
appreciate
appeared.
the comedy, Roy. I definitely appreciate the comedy. I'm a longtime comedy fan, and of course, I make plays on my name, and hence you've got Fergan around.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and so I totally dig that. Absolutely. Couple other things before we close out here. Couple things. Number one, what can fans expect at your shows? And then we're going to roll out the red carpet, let you guys take the floor and talk about your upcoming tour dates and where people can find your music.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you'll be better with the schedule part of it, Roy. So I'll handle the first
Sure. I
question.
got you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't ever know where we're playing till the week of. Like I don't if I pull up 3 weeks out from right now, I won't remember it. So I like every Monday I just pull up where we're at that weekend and then that's it. But
Oh, we pamper our singers so much.
oh my
Just
God.
show up and sing. Just show up and sing.
Yeah, okay. So if fans come out to a show, what they can expect is we will make time for you um, to be as personal as we can be. If you want to, not necessarily like a meet and greet type thing, but it's like if people are wanting to interact with us and talk to us, we're very approachable. We're very easygoing guys. We will make time for you. Answer your questions, take pictures, kiss babies, whatever, whatever you want, we're there for you. And just a high energy show. Just having fun, man.
Tell them the truth. It's loud.
Heck
We
yeah.
we are a loud band.
Yeah,
More often than not, the sound guy at sound check is asking us to turn down a little bit, but that's part of the
we're
fun.
we're we're definitely more of a, you know, we're always the loudest band there. Every time we play a show. We actually set a record at one of our favorite places, the Rhinestone Saloon in the Stockyards down here in Fort Worth. We
Oh,
set a
decibels.
record for the loudest show they've ever had in there. They
It
had
was
a
like
dB meter in the back, and they
it
was
was
like,
a
"This is
hundred. When it
ridiculous."
It was 121 decibels at the road, I think.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
so stupid, so stupid. It's like
Something
killing
like
our
that. It was
ears,
some
but
ridiculous number.
we have fun.
Hey,
Oh,
As
yeah.
don't
far as dates
apologize for
go,
that.
No.
oh yeah, for sure. As far as dates go, we have a very rare weekend off next weekend. But after that, Halloween, we're playing with Joey Green and our good buddy Gage Fontenot in Burleson at Hoots Hall. That's for the Green Ghost Halloween extravaganza.
You're talking about
And then the
voices.
follow, yeah, talking about voices. Both of those guys, Joey Green and Gage Fontenot, have incredible voices. Um, and that's on Friday, October 31st. On November the 1st, we're going to be in Salado, Texas, headlining the Central Texas Music and Arts Festival. We're really super excited about that. They've been shout out to the folks over in Salado for this festival. They've been treating us like absolute kings. It's unbelievable. They've been just the sweetest people to us. And then that following weekend on November the 8th, we are at one of our favorite places, Filthy McNasty's in the Stockyards. We are headlining, and I don't know if we have an opener that day. So if you want to open for the Ghost at Filthy's, why don't you give us a call? Give us a call, baby.
Well, I
Yeah.
have one question for y'all before we start to go to the close. But before that, I want to let the viewers know I will let you pick one last song of theirs to play as we close, or before we close. So if you have any recommendations or you have a song of theirs that you love, put it in the comments. I'll be monitoring the comments and we'll play it. So,
I'm fixing to
uh,
make a call right now. I'm gonna say Emily's gonna hop on there and say Abilene.
I bet she does too.
so my question for you guys is what do you hope the band's legacy sounds like in 10 years from now?
um,
That's an awesome question.
for for me, I would I would want it to be um, two part, I guess. Obviously, good music with longevity. Um, you know, songs that meant something to somebody, but also as just being professionals in the industry, being true professionals. Uh, I would want it to where there wouldn't be just one person that was like they're assholes. They're complete douchebags. If we could get by like limiting that, I think for me personally, that would mean a lot to me, just being a good human and being remembered as a true professional.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I would
So,
agree. That's a big part for us is we 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 want to always be the band that people go, damn, those guys are nice. We just played with a gal named Bree Bagwell, and I'd heard for years how nice she was, and my goodness, she's heads and shoulders above us. She's crushing. Her career is massive, and she treated us like we had known each other for 20 years. Just an absolute sweetheart. And by the time we were done, I know Randall felt the same way. I was like, ma'am, if you need us to do anything for you ever, you call us and we'll be there. And
Well, she
I would hope people would feel the same way about us. We really
she
value that.
treated us as equals. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like
yeah,
sure.
it wasn't like I'm up here, you guys are down here getting your place. And like
Yeah.
it was as far as like she felt terrible because her bus was blocking the load-in spot, so we had to carry our stuff one bus length further than we normally would have. And she was
Yeah,
like,
which
"Oh
is
my God,
nothing.
she's like, I'm not that girl. I'm so sorry about the bus being in y'all's way. Let me give y'all some free merchandise."
Yeah.
hell
Wow.
yeah.
Man, like you don't have to do that.
Amazing.
Like,
So, just to let you know, you guys called it because Emily was the first one to comment,
okay.
Abilene, and Aaron, second runner up. So, I guess we'll be playing Abilene before we go to a close. So,
Awesome.
Hey, my guitar solo that's on there is impossible to do. It's the first guitar solo. It's impossible. You can't recreate it because it was pieced together with about 12 different sections. And
It sounds great, though. It sounds great.
All right,
Let's have it.
Disease,
Let's have it.
you can mute us.
Coming at me like a hurricane, run me down like a freight train, making moves, you were running games. Can't believe it, what a shame. Went back to the hotel, but I didn't get to leave. You sang your calls in when I heard those words so sweet. I'm going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene. That'll be the finest day I've ever seen. They were magic days and magic nights, making love in between our fights. I told you all the things you want to hear. Your intentions were crystal clear. Went back to the hotel just in time to leave. You sang your calls in when I heard those words so sweet. I'm going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene. That'll be the finest day I've ever seen. Going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene, going back to Abilene. That'll be the finest day I've ever seen.
True. That's true.
Well, guys, if y'all don't have anything else, we will go
Man, we
ahead and,
appreciate y'all.
man,
Thank you all so much
hey,
for having me.
thank
We
you guys for
appreciate you
coming
guys
on.
coming on, spending your time with us, being generous on a Sunday evening. That means a lot
Oh,
to
for
us.
sure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
Now, after I'm gonna read our outro and roll out, but don't hit the disconnect just yet, guys. And
Don't forget to get us your address.
Yeah.
all right. So that's a wrap on today's episode of BSing with Y Eagle Y. Big love to the band Ghost of Hill County for hanging with us, sharing their sound and story. Y'all go check them out, support their music. And from all of us here at BSing with Y Eagle Y, happy upcoming holidays, wishing you good music, good laughs, and great times ahead.